And take a look at this fresh new CBS News polling. It shows 70% of Americans are currently either very or somewhat confident their vote will be counted correctly in this year's midterms. CBS News Elections and Surveys Executive Director Anthony Salvanto brings us more on how Americans feel about our elections and the legislation designed to change them.
As Congress is debating the SAVE Act, we thought we'd take a look at how Americans more generally feel about the voting process in the U.S. Start with this. The idea of requiring a valid photo ID to vote gets wide support to 80%. And if I show you that by party breaks, yeah, you might expect almost all Republicans feel that would be a good idea. But you also see that with 2/3 of Democrats and a big majority, almost 8 in 10 independents. Now, you get a majority, although not as large one, over the idea of requiring documents showing proof of citizenship to register to vote. That's 2/3 in favor. But having said all that, it's not necessarily the case that Americans see wide problems with the voting process, at least in this realm. Take a look at this. Is there fraud in U.S. elections? Well, it's predominantly that view among Republicans. Slight majority of them feel like fraud is widespread. But again, it's only a slight majority there, and then it's much lower for Democrats and independents. And then we ask, what are the implications if some of these changes are made? So requiring proof of citizenship, what might happen? Democrats tend to think have more citizens prevented from voting, but Republicans tend to feel it would be more non-citizens prevented from voting, in that case, illegally. So net, when you take a look at how often people believe non-citizens vote or try to vote illegally, there again, you see a lot more on the Republican side thinking that happens a lot, but the view that that is less prevalent, sometimes not at all, comes largely from Democrats and independents. And when we go and look then, okay, what about the SAVE Act? Well, it's mixed in favor of opposed, but this big number says they're not sure. And why is that? Because so few people feel like they know a lot of the specific things that are in it. That's the latest from the CBS News poll on voting in the U.S. I'm Anthony Salvanto.